Jai Sri Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 9, the passing away of Vishmadeva in the presence of Lord Sri Krishna. Here in the verse 36, it was mentioned that when Arjuna was seemingly polluted by ignorance upon observing the soldiers and commanders before him on the battlefield, the Lord eradicated his ignorance by delivering transcendental knowledge. May his lotus feet always remain the object of my attraction. What it is mentioned by Sri Bhismadeva. So here it is mentioned Vyavahita pratana mukham nirikshya sarvajana vidad vimuksha dosa buddhya kumatim ahardam atmavidya yas charana ratihi paramyasya tasya mestu. So here the purport is the king and the commander we are to stand in the front of the fighting soldiers. That was the systems of actual fighting. The kings and the commanders we are not so-called presidents or minister of defense as they are today. They would not stay home while the poor soldiers or mercenaries we are fighting face to face. This may be the regulation of a modern democracy. But when actual monarchy was prevailing, the monarchs we are not cowards elected without consideration of qualification. As it was evident from the battlefield of Kurukshetra, all the executive heads of both parties like Drona, Bhishma, Arjuna, and Dronacharya, we are not sleeping. All of them were actual participants in the fighting, which was selected to executed at a place away from the civil residential quarters. This means that the innocent citizens were immune from all effects of fighting between the rival royal parties. The citizen had no business in seeing what was going to happen during such fighting. They were to pay only one fourth of their income to the rulers, whether he be Arjuna or Dronacharya. All the commanders of the parties on the battlefield of Kurukshetra were standing face to face, and Arjuna saw them with great compassion and lamented that he was to kill his kinsmen on the battlefield for the sake of the empire. He was not at all afraid of the giant army, giant military phalanx presented by Duryodhana, but as a merciful devotee of Lord, renunciation of worldly things was natural for him, and thus he decided not to fight for worldly possessions. But this was due to a poor fund of knowledge, and therefore it is said here that his intelligence becomes polluted. His intelligence could not be polluted at any times because he was a devotee and constant companion of the Lord. As is clear in the fourth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, apparently Arjuna's intelligence become polluted because otherwise there would not have been a chance to deliver the teaching of Bhagavad Gita for the good of all polluted conditions soul engaged in material bondage by the conception of a false material body. The Bhagavad Gita was delivered to condition soul of the world to deliver them from the wrong conception of identifying the body with the soul and to re-establish the soul eternal relation with the Supreme Lord. Atma Vidya or transcendental knowledge of himself was primarily spoken by the Lord for the benefits of all concerned in all part of the universe. So here it is clearly it is clearly mentioned that Arjuna intelligence was polluted by seeing the affection and love of his kinsmen, own kinsmen, so that Due to the ignorance only, he was not agree to fight with his own kinsmen. So here Lord Sri Krishna personally eradicated his ignorance by delivering the transcendental knowledge, or you can say by delivering the Srimad Bhagavat Katha in the field of in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Jai Jagannath, Jai Sri Krishna.